re-uploading this video?
Yes.
You're re-uploading this video because you've been a really naughty boy using your camera.
Yes.
I think that's crass.
You had a good Christmas then?
Not really, I had the flu.
Really?
I missed 2 parties. A spreading of ashes. I was ill for about 5 days. I've just been in the quacks now because of this wheezing and shortness of breath. They're just putting me on steroids and some kind of fucking antibiotics. You're not cold, Rupert?
No. Right, it is freezing here, and I'm going to do a cold start on this 2.2 Peugeot Boxer because I just want to show you if it's any good. I'm going to do a couple of glow plug runs on it, and I'd recommend everyone to do this actually if they're starting a vehicle that's this cold. My favourite tune's on as well. Oh, okay. Turn it down, otherwise I might start dancing. Oops. Okay. All right, that's. All right. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. All right, let's crank it. Right, just a quick one. YouTube has now made me a partner for getting a certain amount of views, and now they're paying for me to make videos. So I'm like a professional YouTuber now. And so if I've got any chance of making any money in 2025, because I assure you, you can't make any money buying and selling vans. I assure you. If I've got any chance, like the video, subscribe and leave a comment, because it helps the algorithm and all that sort of stuff. And then, you know, I can then use that money to buy some more really bad vans and show you them. Do you ever just feel like, you know, converting a van and escaping?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we go?
Right, this is a long video. If you get to the end, you'll be educated on how much I dislike these vans, despite selling them here at basevan.com. Right, it's time to enter the cave. So here we are underneath the Northern Irish island. Peugeot Boxer. So this has done really low miles, but don't be fooled. I've found from my experience that sometimes low mileage vehicles can be crusty. Briefly on a professional note here, if you want to secure this vehicle, you can press £100 deposit here on the website. That means that we'll keep it for a week. We won't sell it to anyone else. It means that you won't waste your journey traveling over to us. The vehicle will be here. It will be available. You can also check out the inspection report as well by pressing that one there, which isn't working at the minute. Very professional. So let's have a look. This one's looking rather good. She's on the air suspension. These are looking quite nice actually. I mean, the pressure washer's currently frozen because it's -2 here today, so I haven't had a chance to really give it a good wash off. But it is reasonably clean. We can see what we need to see for the most part. But yeah, these airbags, probably the originals actually, but there's no sign of them being perished in any way. So that's quite nice. We did remove the ramp, so you can see here, there's some pilot holes here. Looks like that. That one's had a bit of silicone blob on it that's come through. And now we've got another vehicle turning up. Hopefully I can finish this off. That vehicle there is actually being dropped off. It was a really expensive motorhome a guy bought from a motorhome shop. It didn't have a leisure battery or a diesel heater. So this vehicle here is an ex-ambulance and it's got a leisure battery and a diesel heater. So your guess is as good as mine what to go for, right? Let's continue, see if he doesn't see me for a minute. It's the kind of customer service we like to supply here at Base Van. So here's the compressor. Air tank. These arms here are sometimes the reason why the air suspension doesn't inflate, because that essentially determines what position well, that's a position sensor. And so if your air suspension isn't working, oftentimes it's to do with these. Oh, he does. This is what £49,000 gets you, isn't it, Daz?
Well, got so she paid for it.
Right, we're back in business. That night heater's going well. Okay, so here's the inspection report. You can check out the condition of the tyres. Pretty much all the stuff you want to know if you take a mechanic with you to go and check out a van. Yeah, even things like central locking not working could cost you an absolute fortune. So yeah, this is reassuring if you're buying a vehicle. Right, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this yet, but it does have a side access step. If you're going to look at an ambulance, get yourself underneath. They've chopped into the van, and usually they don't seal them properly, and you'll find that this is all rotten. But this is a pretty good example, because it's not. Here's the diesel heater. That is nicely installed. That is a nice job. But if you just take a close look at the sills down here, this is a really clean example. And like I said at the start, low mileage vehicles can be crusty, but this one is in good condition. Yes, it probably would benefit from an underseal. I would, if it was mine, I would certainly be giving it an underseal. Right, let's have a look. Can I pull the camera out? Yeah, let's have a look. Gearbox is nice and dry. We have done an oil change on it. There's a new filter. I mean, it's a bit dirty, but it's looking good, guys. Okay, so this was an advisory on the MOT. And these tyres, actually, here's the dot date. It says 4915. So these are 2015 tyres. So these tyres are older than the vehicle, and they're pretty low on tread. I'm going to say that base van really ought to be replacing them. Exhaust is looking a bit scabby, but you know, that's to be expected. I mean, these aren't a fortune to replace, but it's by no means does that need replacing. So yeah, so far, so good. Let's have a look round it and take it for a drive. See you in a sec. Show you very quickly on this Fiat Ducato. So it didn't have any heating because it relies on being hooked up. So they use something else. I've got no idea. Probably that. Maybe gas. I don't know. I don't really know. I've not touched this vehicle. It's the guys in the workshop that have. But we put a lithium battery on, 2000 watt inverter, and a diesel heater. But it's being returned because the Renogy charger has failed. But yeah, what an awesome van this really is, but I'd rather just get a base van, enjoy doing the conversion, and you know, probably save the best part of 30 grand. Right, here is the Peugeot Boxer, and it's from Ireland. So let's see if this has had a lucky life or not. In fact, I know it hasn't had a lucky life because I've actually done some bodywork repair on it. On the offside, I'll get around to seeing how good the repair job was in just a second, but it's looking pretty presentable now, I have to say. Been underneath it, impressed. Haven't driven it though, so I'll do that in a minute and see what it's like. But yeah, if I remember correctly, sorry, the night heater's running and it's really cold. Yes, it had damage on this sill here, and you'd never know unless I told you, right? So yeah, I mean, the bodywork on this vehicle is near perfect. In my opinion, it would benefit from a machine polish. You can still see, if you look very closely, the ambulance writing in a couple of places there as well. But it's a straight panel van. We've done a bit of work to this vehicle. We've ripped stuff out, we've taken the bulkhead out. It didn't used to have a seat in the front, had a wheelchair carrier, so we've put a passenger seat in here as well. And it's going to be quite a quite an easy conversion for you now. That night heater is so nice. So what do we know about the inside of it? This is where the magic is. It's obviously got a split charge relay. It's got a AGM lead acid battery there, which is supporting the heater and the lights. It did used to have the super unreliable Genesis system in it, and there's now no controller there, but we can put a blanking plate over that, or you can, or somebody can, or you can, I don't know, be creative. Given that it's had the bulkhead removed, unfortunately we do have a gap here, so you can actually get these trims to go over there. You'll see them in minibuses and stuff like that. Traditionally vehicles that don't have a bulkhead out of the factory. So yeah, we've rewired it. Come over here, there's the air dispatcher heater controller. This is the fan. And this is bright, and this is not so bright. That's bright, and that's less bright. So you've got two-tone lights, good storage. So yeah, I mean, it's nice and clean. The windows are tinted, so you've got a bit of privacy. You've got the unwind tracking on the side, so you can actually get the mail part that clicks into there, and you can secure things in the vehicle if you wanted to, or you could just remove it, carpet over it, and do it that way. Right, this is where it gets exciting, because when can you get an ex-minibus or an ex-ambulance that's done that? And because it's a Peugeot Boxer, you're probably going to want it on low mileage, because let's just say they're not my favourite van in the world. The 2.2 Transit engine, just whoever created it, well done. No aircon, bit of a bummer, but let's face it guys, if you're not leaving the UK, it's pretty much like this the whole time anyway. We've tested it, we've serviced it. It came with an advisory. I did the inspection report. I'm not impressed with the two front tyres anyway. I'm surprised the MOT centre didn't advise the the near side front as well. So yeah, I'm gonna change those anyway. We did a bit of work to it when it first came in, which has all now been completed. It wasn't anything major. Oh, we did do, there was something with the DPF, we had to put a fifth injector on it. It was in limp mode, but that's all sorted now. But these things are to be expected with these modern pieces of garbage. You know, you just get problems all the bloody time with them. So yeah, take my advice and probably get an old van in good condition. But it's becoming few and far between, and so in a few years' time, this is pretty much all I've got to sell. So don't really know what I'm going to do in a few years' time. Storage over the top. This had masses of communication wiring and stuff like that in there, which has since been removed. There's my little spray bottle for making it look a bit nicer on the inside. And so I'll have to take I'm going to take that out now before I forget. And that will never be found. So yeah, that's all looking tidy. We've got rid of loads of wiring in this vehicle. It's really, really quite a straight vehicle for you now to do a conversion on. Checking out the little side step. We've got an opening window on the side loading door and on the corresponding side. I know a lot of people like that. Right. One of those jobs where you need two hands. And there's your side step. For anyone that can't do this, it's absolutely ideal. Pop in the bonnet. Three and a half ton gross weight. Wilka Group did the conversion. Have to say, they are pretty good actually. So yeah, it's a low mileage ambulance. You don't ever see them with this mileage because traditionally the ones with super low mileage tend to be reused as ambulances again. I mean, let's not forget, the reason why ambulances became popular as camper conversions is because the high mileage, they're sort of less reliable as a result, and you don't really want to be using them 24 hours a day. And so the residual value of them just went like that, bang, and all of a sudden there wasn't really much use for them. People got creative and they started turning them into campervans. So given that train of thought, this is a rare spectacle. And despite the fact it's a Peugeot, the 2.2, which is found in the Citroen Relay, the Ford Ranger, the Land Rover Defender, despite it's got the garbage running gear, it's such low mileage that as long as you maintain it, guys, it'll probably look after you. So I'm going to take it for a drive, see if the gearbox whines, see if it pulls to the left, see if it goes up hills, and I'll tune in with you then. Peace. What's this being fueled by again, Gary?
Quality check oil.
Yes. Okay, let's go for a test drive. Song, I wish it could be Christmas every day. That's actually where Roy Wood the Wizard lives. Sorry Roy, but I have to let everyone know. You've got great music, so I'm sure no one's going to egg your house. So if you park it like that, you can actually get it into a normal car parking space. Just watch out for your sump. You might take it off. To be fair, actually, I've just got to my next stop and parked it sensibly, and it's not poking out that much, to be fair. So yeah, daily driver. I'm back from the test drive, and I can confirm the following. Pulls through all the gears well, it's got plenty of power, it doesn't pull to the left, and actually it's probably one of the better boxes I've ever driven. So yeah, alright.